Aloha friends, welcome back to Maui. It's a beautiful day here and I promised that I was going to show you how to make my favorite recipe from my first cookbook, Asian meatballs over carnivore rice. Super easy. You'll never guess how the rice is made. Abby, maybe you can because you saw the first video. But today we're doing Asian meatballs, one of my favorite things. Yeah, so let's get into the kitchen and show you how to make them. But before I do, my name is Marie Emmerich if you're new here. I'm a nutritionist who specializes in the keto and carnivore lifestyle, and I've been helping people for over 20 years. I myself have been keto for 27 years now, and I've never felt better. So come try some of my recipes and you can feel great too. Okay, so another awesome thing about this recipe, it's very, very easy and it tastes really, really good left over. So if it's the recipe calls for 4 cups of egg whites. If you don't want to make that many, you can obviously divide it in half. However, it really makes great leftovers. You can use it with my protein sparing bourbon chicken, my carnivore meatballs, put it on top of that. It's a great way to add in protein for beautiful hair, skin, and nails. It's also protein sparing. So if you're doing a protein sparing fast day, modified fast day, you can certainly do that. But what you're going to do is first I'm going to grease my pan. It's not on yet. And I'm going to use, I love this Paleo Valley beef tallow. I'll have the link below where you can get it, but I use my fingers all the time. I'm just going to add it down here. It's just beef tallow. That's all it is. And just grease the pan a little bit. Now there are some tallow sprays if you're into that. That's great, but I'm keeping this completely carnivore for my carnivore family. There we go. And wash my hands quick here. Then I'm going to do a half batch because I'm going to make this a few times. So I'll always have leftovers. I want 2 cups. So here we go, 2 cups. And I'm just using the carton of egg whites. It's just 100% cage-free egg whites. That's all it is. You can get that pretty much at any store in Maui. We have limited supplies a lot of the time. Now making sure that your pan is cold, I'm going to add this, okay? Or it's room temperature or whatever. Then my secret ingredient is gelatin. I'm going to add a tablespoon of Further Food gelatin. They just came out with new packaging and I had a huge giveaway going on my Instagram. So if you're not following me there, check it out. I do a lot of giveaways there for my books or whatever. And I'm going to add 1 tablespoon. So I'm going to sprinkle that in and kind of let it dissolve before you want to let it dissolve before you heat anything up. I'm going to grab a whisk here and just whisk that in. And then I'm going to add one other thing. So you want it to dissolve. And this gelatin is what's going to cause it to really create a beautiful rice. And if you think about it, rice is very bland. It's like what you add to it. So at this point, if you want to, you can either add salt or you could add something like an organic tamari sauce for the salt. You could add fish sauce, but it's going to add that flavor. So right now we're going to do like a white rice, a white carnivore rice. And I'm just going to add my salt to that. Okay. And I use the Redmond real salt. I love that. Oh, and Further Food is so generous. If you use code Maria Mind Body Health, you save 18% on all your orders, not just first time orders, all of them. So you just want the gelatin to dissolve for a minute or 2 before you start heating it up. You'll kind of see when it's completely dissolved. And I love using gelatin. It works perfect for making my carnivore bread chewy. So if you add some tablespoons of that to my carnivore bread, it's nice and chewy. Gosh, what else? I use it all the time. I make panna cotta. Oh, it tastes really good in my ice cream, my keto and carnivore ice cream. Super delicious there. I made some no-bake cheesecake. It's awesome. Okay, now I'm going to start turning this on. And don't think that you know the recipe quite yet, because I'm just going to scramble these now, and it's not going to look like rice. So I'm just going to start scrambling them up. And I'll use, I better grab that out of the sink here. A spatula. I don't understand why this is called a spatula, and so is this. I think that should be called different things. Like this is like a flipper, but I'll ask Kai, get the spatula, and he'll get like the wrong one. And I'm like, oh, so it's not your fault, dude. They're called the same thing. So just scramble these up, and I'll fast forward through that. Okay, once it's completely cooked through, you're going to get a nice sized bowl and put the cooked egg whites into the bowl, and we're going to put that in the fridge to chill completely for a few hours or overnight or whatever you want to do. And this is a non-stick pan, but it's a scan pan, so it doesn't have the toxic chemicals. I can have the link to that below if you're interested in that, but love it, love it, love it, love it. It's a little pricey, but it's wonderful. It works great. So yes, this is going to go in the fridge, and I'm going to show you how to make it into rice once it's totally cool. Okay, now to make the delicious sauce that goes with it, we're going to want 1/4 cup of beef broth. I should have had a 1/4 cup measuring thing out. Sorry about that. Here we go. This is a half, so I'll do half of this. That's going to go into the pot. And I like this Kettle and Fire beef broth. It's actually hard to find broth without sugar. I'm actually going to do a double batch because, you know what? I love sauce so much. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then we're going to add 1/4 cup, well, 1/2 cup of coconut oil. And I actually had to get a special delivery today for my Instacart because I usually don't have coconut oil. It's not something I use often, but it makes the Asian meatballs just have that like exotic flavor. And coconut oil is like kind of naturally sweet, so I'm going to add this and maybe just a little bit more. There we go. And then we will add 1/2 cup of tamari sauce. Now, tamari sauce does not have gluten in it like soy sauce does, and we do the organic kind. So I'm going to add that. And if you're ever at a sushi restaurant and you don't feel well afterwards, it might be that there was gluten in the soy sauce. So always ask for tamari, which does not have soy, or gluten, I should say. We're going to add 1/3 cup of brown allulose. If you don't have brown allulose, you can use regular powdered allulose if you want to, but brown just kind of adds a caramely, nutty flavor, which is good. I'm going to just a touch of stevia glycerite to sweeten it up. And then we will add some ginger. And I wanted to show you, besides, I didn't want to prepare it perfectly, but this is how I keep ginger in the freezer. I get a lot of it from Costco, and because I use it in my, what's it called? My best coconut fish, and it's the sauce that I bring with me to restaurants for fish. I love it. And then I'm going to grate that with like a cheese grater. And when it's frozen, it works pretty good. And I want 2 teaspoons for 1 batch, so 4 teaspoons for a double batch like I'm doing. It might take a hot minute. I might just simmer that in there and then just take it out. There we go. Just to not make you have to watch me grate ginger. There we go. And use fresh ginger. Don't use like the powdered stuff. I'm just going to grate it. It's going to be different. Add another bit of it. I usually have my kids grate the cheese and stuff because I don't like doing it. I always get my fingers in there. Oh. There. But there's a few things, even in my carnivore lifestyle, that I will continue to use. Garlic, ginger, onions. Those are my favorite things to add to my meat and stuff like that. Ugh. I'll just have to take that out. But when you simmer it, it'll get the flavor in there. There. I can always add more. Taste and add more if you want to. There we go. We have the ginger. And then we want some garlic. So I have a head of garlic over here. Then I'm going to take a clove out and use my garlic press. So pop one of those out. And I know Anthony Bourdain always don't use a garlic press. It makes the garlic taste, ruins it. I don't know. I can't tell the difference. So I use a garlic press. Julia Child did. I think I can too. There we go. That. And let's see, we are going to add 2 teaspoons of green onion. And here's my trick about green onion. If you keep this in your fridge, they will continue to grow. Pretty cool. So as you trim off the tops, they continue. to flourish on the fridge. I don't know where that scissors went. My husband might have taken it on me. And then we're just going to, this one was broken. So just kind of cut 2 tablespoons in there. Well, 4 actually, because I'm doubling it. The full recipe will be in the link below. And again, this was a recipe that was on my website for members for a long time. So they could put it in their meal planner, which everybody loves. Okay, we have that. And then we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of gelatin. This is just gonna thicken it. In the past, I would use xanthan gum or gar gum. The gelatin is, I don't know, better on your tummy, better for your gut. And since I'm doubling it, I'll just use a whole tablespoon here. And I'm gonna add that in there cold so it can dissolve before turning the heat on. And I'm gonna grab a whisk. You know I love my whisks. And I'm just gonna kind of let it dissolve in there before turning it on. And then this is going to simmer while the meatballs bake. And again, the longer it simmers, the more flavors are going to open up. It's really delicious, kind of sweet, but I like it like that. So, all right, off to the meatballs. So I'm doing my after lunch walk. I'm actually waiting for my Instacart delivery to be delivered. So yeah, I just thought I'd get outside for a little bit. I've been working all morning with clients and health assessments and stuff, which I love to do, but I do need to get outside a little bit every day to just enjoy, I don't know, relaxing. So I thought I'd show you my beautiful walk. The swell is huge. People have been surfing on this side. This is not a surfing side of the island. That's the other side. Jaws is on the other side. But it's just been wild. Someday you should come over and visit.
Yeah, this area goes.
So we just finished eating we finished eating the meatballs and we thought we'd come a little boogie boarding. Oh, there's Micah. Woo! The waves are ginormous. Okay, my friends, we're lucky because we have Mr. Kai to make the meatballs with us. And you've never been to Good Food Cafe, have you been?
No.
So in Madison, my dear friend, I mentioned this on my other video, Corey, he's a type 1 diabetic, and he started a good Food Cafe, it's called.
Yeah.
And during COVID, he had to close down, which is so sad. But he served me these, I interviewed him, and I do have the interview of his type 1 diabetic journey and becoming keto and how it's helped him. But he gave me these Asian meatballs. And I was like, ooh, what is this magic? And he goes, it's your recipe. And I was like, oh yeah, of course. So if it's good enough to be served at a restaurant, it's good enough for you to make them. And it's quite easy. We have 2 pounds of ground beef. It looks a little bit more than 2 pounds. Do you think that's okay?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It's okay. Now you can crack 2 eggs in there while I do this part. I am gonna grab this knife, and do not skip this part, my friends. If you see mushrooms and you freak out, don't even like worry about it. You're not gonna really taste them.
I got the yolk.
Yeah, you want all of it in there. Yep. Mushrooms add umami, which is that delicious flavor that is almost indescribable. And mushrooms are going to be our replacement for breadcrumbs. And I've been doing this for decades because mushrooms like add the moisture that you want that a breadcrumb would. They add flavor, way more flavor than a breadcrumb. So use the mushrooms. I'm just trying to slice them to put them in my food processor. You want them to be diced like a breadcrumb.
Yeah.
You want 3/4 of a cup of that. So 2 tablespoons, while I do this, 2 tablespoons of tamari sauce. And tamari is the soy sauce without gluten. So, yeah. Some of them don't want to go small. Maybe I'll just take those out. And here's the thing, my friends.
Yeah.
We've tried coconut aminos, and you were like, shh. And we tried, what was the other thing that we tried? Bragg's liquid aminos, and you were like, nope. It's just different.
Is this ginger?
Yep. So we're adding 3/4 of a cup. Well, this is more like a cup, but I like the mushrooms. Add a lot of flavor and softness. Yeah. Maybe it's 3/4 of a cup. Maybe I should measure, huh? I don't know.
Yeah.
But the recipe says 3/4 of a cup. Now we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of ginger. Go for that, Kai.
No,
I like ginger. You could add more ginger if you want to.
I like ginger.
And then we're going to add a clove or 2 of garlic. And we have our garlic press here. You like garlic. More garlic, more garlic. Now, I'm afraid we're going to need more tamaris. This one doesn't work well. Can I have the other one? All right, you do it. No, see how it's getting caught on this side? It's not that I'm not strong enough. Believe me.
Yeah, that's
See, it's
caught.
getting, get the other one.
Yeah.
Should go in the garbage maybe. It's not working. Mamma mia. There's another one in there somewhere. There it is.
This one's made out of metal.
So is this one.
But that one's
no,
like...
it's stuck.
But this is like, you know, these are sharp.
Yeah, just toss that one, man. There you go. It's like bigger too. Yeah, maybe that's why I did get a new one, because I was frustrated with it all the time. You can put the whole thing in there, because it's all good. We want all that in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to mix it up with our hands. But here is a really big tip. When you're making meatballs or meatloaf, what you're going to do is make a little tiny patty and fry that up before you make them into meatballs, because that's going to give you your, that's like your little taste tester.
Test.
Yeah, to tell you if it's salty enough, does it have enough, you know, garlic, ginger, because we made meatloaf, right? And you wanted more garlic in it and salt. Mamma mia. Okay, and we have our oven on at 400, and I know that sounds a lot, but what you want to do is make sure it's preheated at 400, and it's going to kind of give a nice crust on the outside of the meatballs. And then we're going to bake them for about, it depends on how big you make them, because my dad's like, oh, my meatballs are way overcooked. I was like, well, you made them tiny compared to us, because we used to make huge meatballs, remember?
Yeah.
Like giant ones. They just make them fun. Yeah. I think that you're really going to like these, because you always pick the Mama Maria meatloaf and meatballs, right?
Yeah.
But this, you like Asian stuff. Your dream is to go to where?
Japan.
Japan, man.
I was thinking of Tokyo.
You know what I love about this recipe too? So I already made the rice, and you can make that days ahead of time and keep it in the fridge. I already have the sauce made, and again, you can make that days ahead of time and have that in the fridge. And then with meatballs, you can bake 2 at a time, 3 at a time, and I freeze them.
It does.
I know, but it works like half the time. And why do we need 2 in this tiny place? Maybe we should like give it to somebody that lives at the beach.
See?
Yeah, now it doesn't work.
It kind of...
So
you have to...
You entertain everybody while I make a little patty. Okay? I'm just going to take a little bit like this and fry that up while Kai tells you a joke, maybe?
Maybe.
Well,
let me think of something.
Why don't you come over here and tell him a joke so we're not both out of the screen at the same time?
Okay, so... Guess, how does a celebrity stay cool? They have many fans. Get it? Because
I get it.
They stay cool.
They stay cool, totally cool. That's awesome. No, but like I love making meatballs, because then we always have them in the like when I had to leave for a little bit, I had meatballs in the freezer for you, right?
Yeah.
And then Dad could just throw them in the oven and make them in no time. So I'm just frying this up on a cast iron skillet, which I use my cast iron skillet for everything. Oh, I know what we forgot. Hello, green onion, dude. Green onion, and again, it's in a jar like this in the fridge, and I'm just gonna cut the tops off. Oh, we have this one too. I don't want to burn this. Can you flip that one?
Flip it?
Yeah. I'm gonna add some green onion here. About 2 tablespoons of green onion. Chop, 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 chop. So just gonna add a nice little flavor. Is it done cooking? Okay, so we figured that one out.
Yeah.
Now, Kai, would you do your little taste test? I'm gonna add some more green onion while I rescued the meat ball. More salt?
That's good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
You don't think it needs more salt?
No.
And it'll just add more flavor with this green onion, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use an ice cream scooper, or Kai can. And I have a tray. I'm glad you like it. Just think about it with the sauce and everything. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We got a lot of stuff going on here. Where's that net? I need that to wash my hands sometimes. So now, I don't want to move, like, combine it again. Nah, we got the green onion, we got to combine it.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's not going to look right. You know? I got it, Kai. You don't have to wash dirty your hands too. Okay, so now we're going to grab this and we're going to make it into meatballs. And the reason I like to do this is it makes things easier, but it also makes them uniform, because if you make them by hand and your kids are making them huge and you're making them small, then when you bake them,
The cook time's going to be totally off.
you are so smart, dude. You are a rock star.
Yeah.
He's working on a special project for me today
Yeah.
about meat and carnivores and how, like, vegan people, I'm sorry, but you're killing a lot of animals with those row crops and stuff, right?
Yep.
Yep. So watch for that. I'll post it on my Instagram. He does some great ones. So how many do you think we should bake at a time? Maybe 4 or 5 or 6?
4.
How about 6? We'll do like
Yeah.
3 and 3. 3 for you and 3 for me. Sound good?
Yeah.
And then the rest of these, I'll still make them into meatballs, but they're going to go into the freezer. So
Right. It's right there.
I know, but I'm going to make the meatballs first, and then I'll put them in the freezer.
Yeah.
So I'll catch you back when these are done cooking. Okay, my friends, so the meatballs are totally cooked through, and it only took 14 minutes, so just be aware of that. They're not quite 1.5 inches like the recipe states. The scooper is more like 1 inch, but I'm going to put 3 over each of the rice bowls, the carnivore rice, and then, and I swear my oven is not like the right temperature. Yesterday I burned something, and I don't burn things, man. So I should probably test that. I'm gonna kind of spread this out a little bit to have a nice little bed for them. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'll show you the saucing part. Add some sauce here. And you can see it gets like a nice, it might separate a little bit, but just stir it on up. So glaze each one. Oh, that's beautiful. And I still have to put chunks of ginger in there. That's all right. Yeah. Here's the thing. When I wrote this recipe, it was with a certain person that some of you may know, who was always into the very high fat thing. And he said, Maria, you can't have too much protein. He no longer is in the keto space because he's in jail. But now I'm gonna, so anyway, I was adding fat. So I don't know if I really need to add all that coconut oil. I'm gonna garnish this with some green onion. And we will have Kai's taste test. Here we go. Okay, everybody, they are finished.
Yep.
And Kai's ready for his taste test. Now, here's the thing. Are you gonna use chopsticks with that? It looks kind of tricky. I brought a fork out for you.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is the like truth-telling time. Are you gonna pick up a whole meatball with that? Try it. Ooh, you are good. It's hot. It's okay.
That's good.
You like it? Okay, 1 through 10.
9.
9. Wow, really? Because you only give a 10 to Wagyu steak.
Wagyu steak.
Everybody, try this. Okay, try it with a little bit of the carnivore rice. How about that? Can you do that?
Let me just try.
Like with the sauce and everything? Because the rice is bland. Well, not bland, but it's boring. You think it complements the meatballs?
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth making for the meatballs or just the meatballs?
Just.
I know, because that's how we roll. Like, we just like hamburgers without, even my carnivore bread, we just like hamburgers, right? Mm-hmm. So, there it is, my friends. So, cook with your kids, teach them how to make meatballs, and don't forget, check out Further Food, use code MariaMindBody, and you save big time, and, I don't know, share the video with your
Share
friends.
this video with your friends and cook with your kids.
All right, we'll catch you back in Hawaii next time. Mahalo.
Mahalo.
When I was 16 years old, I was diagnosed with PCOS, acid reflux, depression, and IBS. Instead of taking those prescription drugs, I decided to change my life with food. Yes, food healed me, and it's healed so many of my clients over the past 20 years of working with people. If you are interested in transforming your life, check out KetoMaria.com. I'd be honored to help you.